What's fast? It's your man D back. Speaking my sports talk. All right, check it out, guys. We talking the young guns here today. Who's hot and who's not? And we got a lot of young guns to talk about. Whole lot of them. Of course, as usual, I have some on the list, but we're going to talk about more guys that you may not see on that thumbnail, some that I have on the list because there's some interesting guys under 25 and under is what I'm talking about. Guys of the future, boxers of the future. These guys from the age of 20 to 25. Talk about which guys are hot and which guys are not. So let me drop this link in the panel. Hey, hope that they're going notifications going on, man. My notifications haven't been going out at all. I don't know what's been going on. But whatever, man, we just keep rolling, Just keep rolling. I'll post this on. Post this on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all of that. Let all the people know we live, because man, people not getting the notifications. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, Chopstick in the building. What's good with your Chopstick Shakur, the best out the bunch? That's what's up. Bigger than link. And anybody, this is the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily. So feel free to click that link and come up and talk about it. I already have. So I just had a muffin, really, though, and some coffee. So guys, Iceman, what's good? What's good, Iceman? So yeah, so we got Shakur Stevenson. He is up there, Chopstick. He's on there. Also, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. We're talking Daniel Dubois, Jose Tanaka. See, all of these guys are young guys. It's up. You can even throw Emmanuel Navarrete in there. He's 25. And I'm talking all of these guys. These guys are the future. Virgil Ortiz, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez. Can't forget about my boy, Teofimo Lopez. And we look at all of these guys. We're going to talk about these guys. Who's hot? Who's on the right path? Who's not? Who's in lieu of wrecking or destroying their career, so to say. And that's basically what I want to talk about today. So, first, let's start off with the obvious. One that I think is, to me, in my opinion, an example for a lot of these young fighters to not follow. An example they shouldn't follow. And in my opinion, that's Tank Davis. Now, with Tank Davis, he's one of these young fighters, but Tank, in my opinion, still has time. Like, he has time to do things. He has time to turn it around, so to speak. Tank does. Will he? That's one question I'm not sure of. But he had a bad start messing around with Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe, just taking Tank down the wrong path, basically, guys. I mean, come on, let's be honest. Tank Davis should have fought bigger, better fights. And look at who he's fighting right now. He's getting ready to get in a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. So when if we talk about Tank Davis in general, you know what I mean? He's definitely, in my opinion, an example of one of these fighters, for these young fighters coming up. And so let me close this door right quick. Got that damn leaf collector out there. But he would definitely be on my list as one of these guys that are not going in the right direction. His career, his management choice, his team, whatever, man, whatever you want to call it, Tank Davis need to do something with himself. And if we see any of these other young guys going on that path. Some of them like Devin Haney. Let's be honest. A lot of guys are not signing up to fight this guy, right? So he does face that difficulty right now. Uh, Guys are just not jumping in the ring to get in there with Devin Haney. Hey, Kyle, what's good with you? Yeah, I don't know much about Biketamir. Biketamir, I don't know much about him, Jay Kyle. I have to look him up. Haven't heard much about this guy. But where's he from? What is his background? Let me see. Biketamir. Never heard of this guy. Never heard of him, to tell you the truth. But I'll look him up a little later. But Tank Davis, fighting Leo Santa Cruz. Tank Davis right now, that whole issue, and I talked about this before, that happened with Floyd Mayweather going in there. This dog is coming through, making that noise. But going through there with Devin Haney, flying on the plane and riding to Vegas with him, that could have sparked something in Tank Davis. And he's at the age now where he can turn around. Let's be honest, Errol Spence is 30 years old, but after that accident, even he had a revelation like, man, I was punishing myself. I wasn't taking care of my body in between fights. And he's had a revelation himself. He's kept himself down to like 165, 167 versus the 185 to 190 as he was walking around in between fights before. He's decided to make those changes at 30. Tank's young enough and old enough to make those changes where they'll be significant in his career. So it's not over for him. But the way he's led his career from the age of 20 to 25 has just been ridiculous, man. He should have done a lot more. He should have accomplished a lot more than he has at this point, Tank Davis. So when it comes to these young fighters and everything, Tank is definitely one that I say is not. It's not one that we're looking at. Jose Yepes in the building. What's good? The Ketamir is a nobody. I don't even know about him. Tank on the juice. Gonna walk through Leo. Nah, I wouldn't say Tank's on the juice. That I wouldn't say, man. I'm not gonna accuse Tank Davis of that because here's the thing, Iceman. If he was on the juice, I believe he would have more success in these training camps. See, a lot of these young fighters are just that athletic. Their bodies, they have the natural ability to cut weight, and they're just that athletic. They're not on the juice, but they're ruining their bodies and they're ruining those attributes along the way because if they kept themselves in shape and kept that could last a lot longer, but they're not on the juice. But it is amazing that they can put their bodies through this and still compete at a high level. That's what's amazing about it. Now, if Tank was, say, 30 years old, 32 years old, and continuing to do this, then I would question him being on the juice. But if he was on the juice at this age, he wouldn't have problems making the weight. He would be able to cut the weight, keep the stamina, keep all of but he's young. It's just attributes of him being young, but that's gonna wear on him. And if he turns it around now, he could probably change things. Other than that, it's just gonna stay the same. That's just my opinion about Tank. Let me real quick. Let me put this. I don't even know why, man. My notifications cannot be going out. Really crazy. Y'all hit that like for me if you don't mind. Help get these notifications out because I'm not sure what is going on. But I'm gonna while we doing this, check Collins in the building. He said you have been seeing his camp videos. Yeah, I've been watching Tank's camp videos. He's looking in good shape. Check Collins, my man with the super chat. Appreciate you. Check Collins said, "What's up, fam? Hope you in the chat are happy and healthy. Back at you. Uh, can't wait for this TO beat down. It's gonna be epic to see the kid on the canvas." Chat, your imagination is just lovely, my friend. Lovely imagination you have there. Appreciate you, Chat. But the truth is, Chet Collins, Teofimo Lopez is gonna knock Lomachenko out. Chet Collins, knock him out. Yeah, I know, Jose. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't. But don't worry. I'm putting this stuff on the other sites now while we on live to just let people know we're here. I don't know, man. I don't know why my notifications are not going out. For all y'all that don't get them, like I said, just try to subscribe. I mean, unsubscribe, subscribe back, and that's all I could suggest. Make sure you hit that bell icon, the dark one. That's really all could suggest with it because the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again. That's all. But anyway, back to the topics today, guys. They'll be here. As I put it in, I'm gonna put it in on Discord and all that stuff too. So the next guy that I wanted to talk about, since we kind of moved into him, is Devin Haney. Let's segue from Tank Davis to Devin Haney right now. Now, I think that the jury's still up for Devin Haney. You know, I'm not gonna say that he's not, because again, he is facing that issue where guys are not running to the plate to come fight him, which is unfortunate because he does hold a belt. And I wonder about a lot of these fighters sometimes, like, do you guys not want a championship? And when you have a young fighter like this, a young prospect that's unproven, as an experienced fighter, I would be rushing to the task. That's what we had in old school boxing. These guys, these experienced fighters, they had the mentality like, this young punk can't beat me. He hasn't even been through the war enough. He hasn't been tested enough to be able to beat me. But the fighters in this day and time, just they don't seem to share that same sentiment. They don't seem to be as bold, as willing to challenge themselves. And I'm talking about the top fighters, the top 10, 15 fighters. These guys are not willing to challenge themselves. So Devin Haney is facing that problem where guys are not willing to get in the ring with him. However, Devin Haney is going to have to begin to challenge himself. Now, here's one thing that Devin Haney should consider, in my opinion. Let's wait to see what happens after this Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight, because after the Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko fight, Devin Haney will have options and opportunities one way or another. Those belts will probably be scattered and vacant because Teofimo is moving to 140 after this Lomachenko fight. So he'll have opportunities to capture more belts at 135. But let's not get it twisted. Devin Haney's not a little guy either. He doesn't have long at 135. So he'll probably stick around after Teofimo moves on. And those belts may get scattered, and he'll get an opportunity to collect belts and unify that weight class. I don't know if he'll have enough time to go for belt undisputed, because as we see, that's not an easy task with all the politics and mandatories and such. But he will have at least enough time to unify a couple of those belts before he moves on to 140. But in the scenario that Teofimo loses and Lomachenko wins, Lomachenko and his camp has stated that they'll give the young Devin Haney a shot too. He'll beat him up as well. And then that would solidify a four-belt undisputed champ one way or another, whether it be Lomachenko or Devin Haney. So he does have those options. But it's not going to be long before Devin Haney has to move up to 140. And none of those guys up there, Devin Haney, are worried about not fighting you, my friend. None of those guys. There are guys up there that are thirsty for you young boys to come up there to 140, popping off. So What I'm saying about Devin Haney is right now with Devin Haney, in my opinion, he's in limbo. This guy could we can't consider him not. I don't consider Devin Haney uh a not right now. You know, is Devin Haney hot or is he not? Right now, I think he's hot. He's a young champion. Whether he got the belt emailed to him or what, we could tease him for that. And I only tease him for that when it comes to Teofimo. But he defended the belt. Now, yes, he defended it against Santiago, but he's a champion who has defended his belt. So, in that sense, Devin Haney's a young champion now, and he's done it before the age of 25, right? So he's hot right now. He's in limbo, so to speak, because what is he going to do next? That's what we want to see. He has to keep doing well. But I would say that Devin Haney's hot right now. He's hot. Tank Davis, not so much, but Devin Haney, out of these young guys, he's a hot fighter, and he's doing well. He's a champion, and let's see what he does from here. Loma's going to make Tio look like Rolly. Hell no. Rolly is just, that was ridiculous, bro. That was ridiculous. Rolly can't box, man. Rolly's power. He can't box. So Rolly Romero's on this list too. We're going to talk about Rolly Romero. But I give Devin Haney the credit of being hot. I want to stick on Devin Haney. Um, Hopefully he can get a good fight next. That's the thing, his next fight, how he defends that title. He has to defend it well. A lot of these guys are locked up in fights, no doubt. Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, they're locked up in fights. So those are guys that we would love to see Devin Haney fight. Even Tank Davis is locked up in a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. So it's not like he has a ton of options right now at this point. But of the names that are left available, his camp and Devin Haney being his own promoter, handling his own business, he and Eddie Hearn and his dad need to sit down at the table and make sure that they find a good fight for this young kid. That's what needs to happen there. I'm gonna have to contact YouTube something about this. I've been patient with it. But this these notifications, this is crazy. Jose didn't get the notification. A lot of people are not getting them. Hey, I sat here for 2 hours yesterday, man. I had like maybe 12 people here. People started coming later after like 2 hours and 40-minute mark, but I was getting ready to shut it down then. Brown Guard one in the building. What's good with you? So, Ayob, since you spoke of Rolly, he's on the list as well. So let's talk about Rolly Ramirez and hot or not. Now, look, man, I'm putting Rolly over there with Tank Davis. He's one of these young fighters under 25. And Rolly, I was never confident in Rolly Romero anyway. I needed to see more from Rolly. And, Jackson Martinez, he was a domestic level fighter. This is a fighter that Rolly Romero should have blasted through. It should have been no problem with this fight. With his power, it should have been no problem. But Rolly is talking about, how you supposed to knock a guy out when he was running around this and the third. Rolly, he was boxing. You need to learn how to cut off the ring. You need to learn how to use your jab. You need to learn how to bait guys in and set up shots. Rolly Romero didn't show the ability to do any of that. Any of it. And for that reason, he was getting pieced up. The guy was boxing him. He was moving around and he was boxing him. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not comfortable with that decision. I picked Rolly Ramirez in the prediction league, but it is not about the prediction league. I'm not comfortable with that Rolly Ramirez decision. I believe that the judges gave Rolly Romero a gift. And Rolly Romero's been talking about Ryan Garcia and all of this. I think Ryan Garcia will beat Rolly Romero's ass. With what I see, his performance, and like I said, I haven't been comfortable with him, but he's with the right people, and I'm waiting to see improvements out of Rolly Ramirez. But this last fight with Jackson is not what I was expecting to see from this kid. Like he has a lot more to improve. Prime Fighting Champions was good. Brown Gone One says Loma, Loma, Loma. Yeah. What do you think you define as hot, D? I'm a big fan of Haney. but Tank is hotter, to be honest. He said, well, I don't, this is what I'm talking about hot. I'm talking about boxing. I'm not talking about these ticket sales and all of that nonsense. So I'm glad you asked that question. Let me clarify. Hot is concerned in being great. Tank, yeah, is on the way to make a lot of money, AI, but Tank is not on the way as being considered a great boxer, going down as an ATG. I mean, hot in that sense. Yeah, see, I know AI didn't get a notification either. I don't know, man. Like I said, guys, I'm just going to keep moving the way I've been moving, and you know, hopefully things will change. Who knows, man? I don't know why they're not going out. It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people are not getting notifications. I don't know. I can only put the lives up or put them public. They just not going. But Chopstick said Rolly was schooled in boxing, but still won. Yeah, that's because Judge Favor, Chopstick. That's the only thing I could say. It's the only thing that, you know, it's just Judge Favor. If not for the Judge Favor, how does Rolly win that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like, no way he should have won that fight, man. No way Rolly Romero should have won that fight. It should, like I said, if it was a draw, if they called that fight a draw, I think some people still would have complained because a lot of people they clearly thought that the guy won the fight. Jackson, they thought that Jackson won the fight. Not that it should have been a draw or anything like that. And that's the problem. And to tell you the truth, man, I can't argue with the people that think he won that fight. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with anybody that think that the kid Jackson won that fight. Because Rolly just wasn't doing it. Rolly was swinging wild. He was missing. This kid Jackson had him missing. It was crazy, man. Crazy. Rolly got schooled. And so I'm considering Rolly as one of these boxers 25 and under. I have Rolly on my not list. Not. He's not hot, bro. He needs a lot of work. A lot of work in the gym. And he's with the right people, but it's not always that. It's sometimes you gotta it's about the boxer. They have to dedicate themselves. You can be with the right people all you want, but you gotta dedicate yourself as a boxer. And Rolly, he can't be doing that. He's relying off of his power. He looked terrible in that fight. He looked terrible in that fight to me. All right, so all that time, guys, I was in putting the link out on social media. I guess kind of spreading this myself because YouTube ain't doing the goddamn job of it. I only did one live today, so I know it can't be that. But anyway, all right. So yeah, Rolly Romero on my list, guys, is not. I just dropped a link in the chat a couple of times for anybody who want to come up, join the discussion today. We're talking about young fighters under the age of 25 on the come up. Are they hot? Are they not? Let's talk about Jaime Munguia. So Jaime Munguia, as far as the public's concerned, that name hasn't been splashed around a lot. Now we do know that Jaime Munguia was having success. I mean, he won belts at 154. He's moved up to 160, but we've not heard. He's not been in the cameras as much. But Jaime Munguia is still been successful, not lost fights. Now we need to see this guy step up his level of competition now. He's been a champion in 2 different weight classes. He's not a prospect, but he is a young fighter that's on the come up. And so do we say Jaime Munguia is hot or is he not? Well, the verdict is out. I think that like Devin Haney, young Jaime Munguia has had a lot of success as far as collecting championships, uh, moving through multiple weight classes, and he's been successful along the way, Jaime Munguia. But where do we gauge him as far as all of these young fighters, the Daniel Dubois, you know, these other young fighters that's 25 and under? Where do we gauge Jaime Munguia? Jason Rosario's 25 or under, Virgil Ortiz, Mario Barrios, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson. Where do we put young Jaime Munguia in range with these young fighters? AB Cut says, keep forgetting Jaime Munguia young. Yeah, well, that's actually what we're talking about, AB Cuts, the young fighters, 25 and under, and how they're looking in boxing right now. Because these young fighters, no matter how you chalk it up, these guys are the future of boxing. Anthony Joshua, Canelo, Errol Spence, Crawford, they're not going to be around forever. They're going to be getting older, and Errol Spence, all of these guys, Joshua, Errol Spence, Tyson Fury, all of these guys are 30 or older. All of them are 30 or older, so they're not going to be around forever. So we got to start looking at these young guys, and Jaime Munguia is one of these young guys. Talk about if he's hot or if he's not. You know, he hasn't been beat. So he's still undefeated. He's collected a championship and so forth. But what does he do from here? And a lot of people aren't talking about Jaime Munguia here lately. His name has died down. But we can't forget about Jaime Munguia. I want to talk about a lot of these young fighters. There's been a lot of talk about Devin Haney and Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez. There's been a lot of talk about those guys. But there are a lot of interesting young fighters in boxing today that are coming up that should be considered on this hot list, you know? Because, again, all of these guys are the fighters of the future. A lot of people think that there's promise in Javier Cintron. You know, I'm not one of them, but, you know, there are a lot of people that sees promise in Javier Cintron, but he doesn't get a lot of notice because of his weight class. Kosei Tanaka's another one because of his weight class. But these guys are going to be, these guys could be champs. Well, they are champs, but they could be great. They could eventually be, in my opinion, considered ATGs with the route that they're taking, with the fights that they're winning. And nobody's talking about them, and nobody's been talking about Jaime Munguia lately. Which has a lot to do with Oscar. I mean, you're his promoter. Why are you not promoting this kid? He's undefeated. Oscar needs to get him into the right fights. And because he's not a high caliber fighter right now, would be the perfect time to start showcasing Jaime Munguia, to get him out there. It won't cost you a lot of money right now. These are the fights that we need for boxing. We need to see these young kids. We need to see kids like Jaime Munguia right now. Doesn't cost you a lot to make the fight. He's in contention. So put him in the ring. Fucking Demetrius Andre ain't fighting nobody. Demetrius Andre versus Jaime Munguia. Fight to make. You got connections with the Zone and Eddie Hearn because of Canelo. Demetrius Andre's the Zone fighter. Make it happen. Demetrius Andre will be hard to hit for Jaime Munguia. Demetrius Andre won't hurt Jaime Munguia. I don't think Demetrius Andre plants his feet well enough to hurt Jaime Munguia, right? This is a fight to make. That'd be a good test for this kid. That'd be a win-win situation for him, for real, in my opinion. Okay, he takes a loss to Demetrius Andre, an undefeated champion, a veteran. He can move on from that. That's not the worst loss in the world. We know that Jaime Munguia is defensively irresponsible. But Demetrius Andre won a lot of fights because he was able to hurt some of those guys and then kind of take control of those fights. And then those guys became less aggressive with Demetrius Andre. Not going to happen with a Jaime Munguia. Demetrius Andre could hit Jaime Munguia with one of those off-balance shots, and Jaime Munguia is going to keep coming. That's not going to slow him down. He's going to keep coming and keep coming. He's going to pressure Demetrius Andre that entire fight. Jaime Munguia could steal a decision from Demetrius Andre because he's going to work the body. He's going to work Demetrius Andre's body. He's going to try to trap him up in the corner. He's going to be the aggressor the whole fight. Very interesting fight to me, Demetrius Andre and Jaime Munguia. Very feasible fight to make right now with the state of boxing. And Jaime Munguia and Demetrius Andre need to do something with themselves. Eric, what's good with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Good idea, Jaime Munguia versus Andre. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then that would give us something to gauge the young Jaime Munguia off of, because Andre is another one of these fighters that I'm talking about that is like how much longer does he have left with the things that he's doing? And Jaime Munguia is one of these fighters 25 and under that we're talking about today. Is he hot or is he not? And like right now, I say Jaime Munguia is okay. He's not, without stock or without a name. But at the same time, I don't consider him where he should be at this point. I think that he should be, pretty more recognized, pretty much at a higher level. He should have fought better competition if he plans on getting better in this sport. So Jaime Munguia, that was one of the guys that I wanted to talk about. One of these young fighters, 25 and under anyway. But the next guy on the list is someone else that junior welterweight, Mario Barrios. So Mario Barrios is another one of these young guys coming up. He's 24 years old. He's 25 and 0, 16 come by way of knockouts. So is Mario Barrios hot or is he not? Now, this again, guys, my definition is concerning being great. All of these guys are not going to be superstars because the promoters are not going to put the attention into these guys to give them that star power. Look at Jaron and his boots, Rashidi Ellis. These guys are excellent fighters, man. They've not been given the opportunity to showcase their talents. Therefore, we cannot gauge them. Is Mario Barrios falling in line with this right here? Because again, he's 24, 25 and 0, 16 by way of knockout. He's an undefeated fighter. Now, that's a step in the right direction in this day and age, keeping that O. You guys know how that is. The O must not go. Once Munguia takes his belt, he won't duck anyone. What you mean by that? Andre? Once Munguia takes Andre's belt? Once Andre takes his belt? I don't know. You confused me on that. Write that again, Prime Fighting Champion. Munguia will be a killer if he can sharpen his skills. Well, Munguia needs to sharpen his defensive skills. And in this last fight against who was that he fought? Didn't he fight? No, it wasn't Dennis Hogan. It was let me see. But anyway, that last fight that Munguia had, Jaime Munguia, that last fight, he started to show a little better head move. Now, y'all know that he's working with Reynoso too. So in my opinion, in that last fight, Jaime Munguia, Gary O'Sullivan, that's who he fought. O'Sullivan. He was showing a little bit more defensive. He was getting hit, but understand that this is something that they have to improve on. And I saw improvements in Jaime Munguia in that fight against O'Sullivan. He did, much better than. Look at that fight versus O'Sullivan, and go look at his last fight versus Hogan, and you'll see a mass or Takashi Inui, the fight before Hogan. He fought Hogan and then he fought Takashi Inui. Go look at those two fights with young Jaime Munguia, and then go look at the fight with Gary O'Sullivan. When you watch the fight, you can see a significant difference in defense. Now, let's remember, Jaime Munguia is young too, and he's working with Eddie Reynoso, who's a good defensive coach. So you're seeing improvements in him, and I do agree he will be a killer if he's sharp in those defensive skills. Also, you need to work on his footwork a little better to cut that ring off because the kid's aggressive. He has power, and he has an attribute that's vital and valuable in boxing. That kid has a chin. Munguia got a chin. And that's a valuable attribute in this sport because you're going to get hit. So, again, I can't say that Jaime Munguia is hot because he needs to fight. Andre, that's a good something Oscar should think about right now. Affordable fight. Think that would be a good fight to make. I would favor Andre in that one. We would have to favor Andre in that one because of experience level and difficulty of being hit. Andre brings a lot of things to the table that young Jaime Munguia would have a lot of difficulties with. I just would like to see that fight because, again, Andre, look at the Selecki fight. He popped Selecki. In that line. He popped Selecki. And I don't know. Yeah. He popped Selecki, and then Selecki kind of changed his game around once Selecki got dropped. First off, if he hits Jaime Munguia clean once, because that's Demetrius Andre, he goes in there with these pop shots, he gets in and then he gets out before he even plants his feet. So he catches these guys with these flash knockdowns. He doesn't follow up. That's another thing about Demetrius Andre. He's not a good closer. He gets guys hurt and he's not a good closer at all. Right? So my thing is with a guy like Jaime Munguia who can take a good shot, one ain't gonna be enough. That one pop shot that Demetrius Andre usually delivers gets that guy off of get him off kilter, and then goes to work. That ain't gonna work with Jaime Munguia. He's gonna hit him with that one shot. Munguia is gonna chew it like bubblegum, spit it out, and keep coming at Demetrius Andre. And he's going to keep the pressure on him. And he's going to do something that I don't see a lot of these guys do with Demetrius Andre, something I know that Jaime Munguia will do. He's going to attack the body. So it's going to be, I favor Andre to win too, but with Eric Morales, yes, that's trainer. Toby Bartlett in the building. What's good? What you see, guys? I got to do it myself. YouTube don't want to do it, so I got to put it all over Discord, and I need to get I don't even have my Hangout accounts, but I need to drop it in there. I have to do all of that while we talking to get people to come here because YouTube not sending out my damn notifications. So it's all good, guys. We got like 24 in here now. We was rolling with 8 for a while, but for all of you guys that didn't get the notifications on this live, do me a favor. Unsubscribe, subscribe back, and hit that bell icon. Make sure you hit the dark one. That's the only thing that's really been working. But you guys could try that. Then I've been doing a lot of basketball too, so I'm not sure. Sometimes you guys might not get notifications, but I'm gonna get a hold of YouTube because basketball is back, and I need them to start sending out my damn notifications because we're doing commentary on these games. You know what I mean? But anyway. Back to boxing. Jaime Munguia, in my opinion, right now is okay. He's in an okay place. And I was just answering you guys' questions. I actually did move on to Mario Barrios. I was talking about him, but let me put the link in the chat since more people are coming in. You guys want to jump up here? Link is in the chat. Toby Bartlett in the building. Augustin Rogue in the building. Salute D and Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family. Appreciate you coming through. Augustin, Texas grown. San Antonio Mario Barrios is going to be great. Yeah. So, yeah, that was my next guy, too. Oh, excuse me, guys. That was the next guy. I just wanted to answer that question about Jaime Munguia, but Mario Barrios, yes, Mario Barrios, 25-0, guys. For everybody who's stepping in, let me pull him up because there's so much going on, guys. I ain't even gonna. I am not unrivaled. I cannot remember guys' resumes on the back of my head. I do remember the fights. All right, so here we go. Yeah, all right, yeah, Mario Barrios. Again, this is a young guy. He's 24. I was checking out his age. He's 24 years old. Now, he's at the right age where he needs to fight the right guys. Okay, as a junior welterweight, uh, Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor are probably like seconds away from leaving that division. Both of these guys are talking about moving up to 147. Regis Prograis actually talked about that as well. And I'm not sure what Regis Prograis is going to do, but he's older. He's not a younger guy either. Regis Prograis is Errol Spence and those guys' age. Which for Mario Barrios is 140 to me, in my opinion, is ripe for the picking. You got Teofimo Lopez coming up there, but he's not tested at 140. Mario Barrios could get in there and put a whooping on Teofimo Lopez. We don't know. And you have guys like Devin Haney and these guys moving up, but 140 is, I think, it's going to be a pretty exciting weight class for a little while here, simply because who we have leaving, but who we have to come in and replace these guys, you know? So, yeah, Hooker may be leaving. Josh Taylor may be leaving. Ramirez may be leaving, but then you have Haney coming in. You have Teofimo Lopez coming in. You have Mario Barrios doing well. So I think that division and Mario Barrios concerning it, he has a chance to do some things. Unrivaled in the building. What's good with you, Mark?
What's happening?
Yeah, man, I'm just talking about a lot of these young fighters, 25 and under, who's hot, who's not. And Ayob's asked me a good question. He was like, what do I consider hot? Like, what do I mean by who's hot? And what I mean is in the sense of on the road to being an ATG. I'm not talking about the Tank Davis and who's selling tickets and how much pay-per-view he could get and all of that bullshit. I'm talking concerning being great. Who's hot?
Who's on the road to being an ATG?
Or just being great, bro. Being good. I mean, being an ATG might be extreme, but at least who's on the path of achieving versus who's on the path of chasing money.
I was just gonna say, because there's a lot of historians out there who'd argue that Canelo isn't an ATG yet. Like he's on the road to being an ATG.
Right.
You know, so like you start saying,
I didn't want to dig into that and just clear that up because I don't want to get into specifics of that. But just put it this way: you got Tank Davis is out there, and you got Teofimo Lopez is out there. This is how we're gonna gauge these young fighters. Okay, to make it easy and not get into who's great and ATG and all that bullshit because that's a whole nother lie to tell you the truth. I went over a few fighters already. We talked about Rolly, but I'm on Mario Barrios now because we just got off behind him on Gia. Because these young guys are not being talked about because maybe they don't have the social media presence or their promoters are not doing the right thing. But I wanted to measure them in our opinion, boxing fans' opinion on, what they could be in the future. And now I'm on Mario Barrios. So what do you think about Barrios?
It depends who stays around in that division. To be honest, like Prograis, Baranchik, Taylor, Ramirez, etc. How good can he be? He can't beat any of them. He cannot beat any of them. I'll say that right now. I watched that fight against Batir Akhmedov. Did you see that fight last year?
Yeah,
where he picked up the regular title. A lot of people thought Akhmedov won. A lot of people, even though he got dropped a couple times, a lot of people thought Akhmadov beat Barrios. So he got what you call a network decision to some people.
Right.
How good is he? Yeah, he's good. He's got a nice jab, good movement. He's aggressive, throws a lot of power shots, but defensively holes all over the place.
All over.
Very open around the midsection to the ribs. When he gets hit to the ribs, he drops his hands very quickly to try and cover up body punches coming in, and then he's open high and low. So you look at guys like Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, Prograis. What's their bread and butter? They hit you low, then they go high. They mix it up. They change the rhythm of that. So
Yeah.
I don't know just how good he is. He also throws very wide. Like he's a solid guy. I'd put him in at about number 10 in that division right now, even though he's
Right.
got a regular title. I'd put him about number 10. And he is young and he can improve on things, but he has a lot to work on. But he's a good fighter. He's not terrible. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he's a bum because of the Akhmadov." Akhmadov can fight. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
he's not. He's no bum. He's a good fighter. So I mean, maybe about number 10 right now. How good can he be? Really depends on who's around in that division. Because you look at the other prospects coming through in that division, like Ergashev and Giasov, etc. Like those two Uzbek
Right.
fighters, they're
And
powerful.
guys is
They're
going to be
initially,
moving up soon, is which I was talking about. Because soon enough, Haney's coming up there, and Teofimo's coming up there.
yeah.
You know what I
That
mean? So,
that division's not getting any easier. 140 has the potential to be the best division in all of boxing without any questions, and
oh,
it really does.
I was
Like
just
if
saying that
Tio
same
and
thing.
Devin move in there, and you've got Giasov, and you got Giasov and Ergashev there, you got Barrios, and right now you've already got Baranchik, you've got Taylor, you've got Prograis, you've got Ramirez, you've got Zapata. That division's on fire. It's gonna be. I don't even know what to think. If a few fighters move into that from lightweight over the next 3 years, and Ramirez and that stay, and maybe Taylor stays, I don't know if Taylor will. He may go to 147, but if he stays around, Prograis will stay there. Baranchik will stay there. That division's just that's gonna be a new holy grail division for boxing fans. It really is. It's gonna be a holy grail. It's gonna be like what 168 was back when you had like Kessler, Ward, Froch, you know what I mean? Darrell, you had Jermaine Taylor, you had all these guys fighting. It's going to be like that again. So look forward to that.
Yeah. So the next guy, who's hot or who's not. So as far as Barrios is concerned, guys, I say that he's good. I agree with Mark. I say that he's good. To say that he's not, the jury's up because I think, like Mark too,
The jury's out.
once he gets in, once he gets in there with a higher level of competition, I'm not sure if he can pull off the fight. We'll have to see.
The
But
jury's still out on Barrios. Is he
yeah,
hot? No. Is he not? No. He's in between right now. He
right,
could. He could.
exactly,
He could. He can still improve. So we have to wait and see.
exactly. I'm at the same place. Boxing monster in the building. What's good? What's good? You need Freddie Roach in this corner. uh, let's remove Rolly from all of this list. Supreme trash. Well, I guess we're gonna say that he's not right, boxing monster. For Rolly, that's a big not. Brian Harkin, what's up with you, fam? Yeah, I'm behind on the chat again, guys. As usual. The real Jimmy Mack in the building. What's good with you, Jimmy Mack? All right, so the next guy on the list is Jerron and his boots. Guys, he's only 22, if I'm not mistaken. 22 or 23. Very young guy, 25 and 0, 23 by way of knockout. Level of competition, of course, is in question. I mean, his last fight was against Matt Iabov, I believe, and
That's arguably his best opponent.
I was just about to say that you could say that may be his best opponent. And this is another guy, sort of like in the Devin Haney situation, but Devin Haney at least has Hearn on his side. The problem with Jerron in this booth is he doesn't have anyone on his side. And that may be a problem with why we're not seeing Jerron in his boots the way we need to see him, and he's not being tested because the kid is so good. These majors don't want to. They don't have any bone to throw him. They don't want him to ruin any of their fighters, and that's exactly what I believe Jerron in this boots would do to a lot of fighters is ruin them. But we're not seeing him, and he's not being talked about a lot. Um, and I can't say that he's on the road to greatness because he's not able to get the fights. But I do see a lot of good things in Jerron in his boots, and I think that maybe they should contemplate on just going ahead and sign, maybe a short-term deal with one of the majors so that he can get some type of exposure. What do you think, Mark?
I
Jerron in
think
his boots.
I think he can get fights, not against elites yet. But first of all, he's with PBC, so if they want to give him fights against the elites, they can. But there's plenty of fighters that they can give him. They could put him in there with Josecito Lopez.
That's good.
They can put him in there with Josecito Lopez. They can put him
Yeah.
in there with Brad Solomon. There's a lot of different step ups. Like Brad Solomon's better than anybody he's fought. They can put him in there with a lot of guys. A lot. They can put him in with John Molina Jr. Yeah, he's shot, but he's better than anybody he's fought.
Brad Solomon's also a common opponent would be of young Virgil Ortiz.
Yes.
So you can
Yes.
get that measurement as how he does with Brad Solomon versus, Virgil Ortiz, which they're only a year apart.
Like last year, we saw Abdul Kakarov fight Louis Collazo. Why not put him in there with Louis Collazo? Like
Yeah.
these are guys that we know. And when people like they can't get him for, yes, they can. This isn't as simple as he can't get any opponents. There's lots of fighters over there for him to fight. They're not putting him in there. It's not because they don't want them to beat Louis Collazo. Of course, they want them to beat Louis Collazo. Maybe they don't think he's ready. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think the kid has a lot of potential. He's skilled.
Yeah.
Defensively, he's a little trash. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna fuck around with that. He's a little trash defensively. He has fluid movement and stuff, but he's just open to be countered all day, constantly open. So, I mean, I'd like to see him take a little bit of a litmus test step up. You shouldn't be 25-0 and your best opponent be Oyabov.
Right.
Who lost to, like, when you're in your 25th fight and you're fighting Oyabov and Brian Cabello, who's 8-0, just beat Oyabov, there's a problem there.
And Oyabov, I don't care. Like a lot of these in his boots lovers, there are some out there already. Didn't want to admit that Oyabov was giving him issues on the ropes, but he was.
Yeah. He was.
And you shouldn't have issues on the ropes with a guy like Oyabov.
No.
Not
if you're a future, not if you were the future of the division. You should be, because if you think about that and you start putting him in there with really good inside fighters, and all of a sudden he's in there one day and he's in there with a Jesse Vargas who can fight on the inside and on the outside. What if he's in there with what if he's in there with a Delorme? What if he's in there with a Jamal James? Right? You start asking, but then you really start looking if he gets past them and he's at world level. Imagine him against Sean Porter, and Porter has him on the ropes. You start asking yourself serious questions. Sean Porter's 50 times the fucking inside fighter that Oyabov is. 50 times. He's an immense inside fighter.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So the jury's definitely up on Jerron in his boots. He passed the eye test by flying colors. I will say that, but he's got to really fight somebody. The good thing about Jerron in his boots, I think the plus side with Jerron in his boots is his youth. He's only 22. Forget about his size. That dude's 22 years old.
Well, he's 23. He's 23.
23. So
yeah,
he has youth on his side, right?
Well, he's not even. I don't even think. Is he a young 23? Like, I think
he's definitely a young 23 because he's got to be. If he's 23, he's just passing it. Not even 6 months in, for sure.
Yeah, I think he just turned 23 in like June or July or something like that. I remember it being one of those ones.
Right. So he's still young, man. He's still young, and he has a huge upside being so young. You know what I mean?
Is Johnny out in the mountains or something?
No, I'm at my grandma's house, dog.
At grandma's?
Yeah, I'm at grandma's, bro. She want me to go inside. She's got a cold. She said, "You're gonna get sick."
Johnny just went over the mountain and through the woods. Yeah, so Jerron in his boots. Is he a pussy or not, Johnny?
Nah, he's all right. He's just got to make his bones and fight somebody. Now, let me show you something. You see all these trees? Raking them goddamn leaves in the middle of fall. That's an all-day project, brother. Right there. That is an all-day project. Look at all that goddamn shit. Yeah. Yeah. It's an all-day
So,
project.
segue off of Jerron in his boots. We're gonna slide right over to the other guy that's talked about a lot when you speak of Jerron in his boots, and that's Virgil Ortiz. Um, and look, I'm gonna just clear this up right now and say for me personally, Virgil Ortiz is hot. He's hot. Like I like the way he's moving. I like the way he's moving up the line, the opponents he's fighting. There are a lot of people giving Virgil Ortiz heat now, talking about winning a belt at 147, which I think is ridiculous because the kid's not in position and doesn't have the opportunity to do that. Uh, but I like the way Virgil Ortiz looks, and I like the way he's moving. I will say that. So, what you think, Johnny? Virgil Ortiz?
I like the kid. He looks impressive. Just got to fight somebody. That's all. That's all.
Do you like the path that they're moving him on? You think he's moving up the right way?
Yeah. Give him. Give him the Lipinets Kakarov winner or something to that extent, and then after that, go for the big boys. I say one more fight, then the big boys. That's what I say. So.
Go ahead, Johnny.
No. I was just gonna say when I was ranting on him before, it's just because everybody was telling me how he'd kick Crawford and Pacquiao and everybody's ass, and I was like, okay, slow down a minute.
All right, yeah. That's a little bit too far. So, Mark, how to not? What do you think, Virgil Ortiz?
Hot. He's the only reason I say it, man. Solomon, good fighter. Sammy Vargas, good fighter. Antonio Orozco, good fighter. Back to back to back. You know, I mean, I can't ask anything more. What is he, 22?
22. 22 years old.
22-year-old kid, and he's already beaten like top tier gatekeepers. You know what I mean?
Back to back to back too. Like he's not taking easy fights.
He's fighting like top 35 welters already. Like if I was to pick his next opponent in a perfect world, I'd put him in there with David Avanesyan.
Oh, that'd be good.
That's a big step up. Avanesyan coming off of 2 back-to-back wins over La Haraga. He's the European champion now as well. Kelly seems to be ducking the smoke. Maybe Kelly will fight him. Who knows? If they don't want to do that, I know this fighter's not going to make him look good. He makes everybody look bad, but it's a real litmus test. Put him in there with Ray Robinson.
Yeah. Now that
because he beat Kelly.
Ray could
I don't care
beat him.
Huh?
Ray could actually beat him.
Yeah, you could actually beat him. That's why I put him in there with him. Because Ray and Kavaliauskas, however you scored it, that shit was close. And Ray beat Kelly. He beat Kelly. I don't care what not. They gave that a draw on a matchroom card. Ray Robinson. he beat Kelly. He beat
Josh Kelly. He did.
So
I think that's a really good fight because Ray Robinson, he moves well. Like you said, he's a difficult opponent for anyone, but
long, rangy, tall, southpaw.
That range. It's that range. And
he's a southpaw.
Yeah, that would be a good test for Virgil. A good test. He could beat him on the cards, even though people wouldn't want to see it because you know another thing about Ray Robinson? He can take a punch, man.
And he's awkward.
That kid can take a punch because Velasquez laid some good shots on Ray Robinson. Let's not get it twisted. Velasquez got popped. He laid some good shots on Ray Robinson, and Ray Robinson dealt with those shots. So Virgil's not just going to come in there and, bully him with the power.
And let's just say another thing. Ray Robinson, people may not see it. He hits harder than you think. He hits harder than a lot of people think because you see when he lands on these guys, that they don't want to engage right away. So he has respect power. Not knockout, but respect power. So I'd love to see that. Would they do it? Would they be willing to? I don't know. I don't know if they'd be willing to do that because it's not excessively high risk, but it's a bit risky with zero really reward because you're not going to come out of that fight looking fantastic. Nobody, unless you go in there and take that dude's head clean off his shoulders, you ain't looking fantastic. And he's not the type of fighter you can just watch. It's like Ugas, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
it's like a B tech version, like a B level version of Ugas. He's going to make you look fucking awful. You're not going to look impressive. One of the people who can always make themselves look impressive is Sean Porter. Sean Porter couldn't make himself look good in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the route I'd like to see for Verge, man. I'd like to see him go something like that. If they can't, if they don't want to do that, maybe an Evolution. But I want to see him go up into that top 20 bracket. You know what I mean? Those 20 through 15 guys.
So, guys, gotta talk about him because he is young and he just did something stupid. But David Benavidez. And here's the thing. He just did something stupid. He got the "you idiot" yesterday, along with Rolly Romero. But I say he's kind of still hot. I know that sounds crazy, but I think he's still hot. I don't think the door is closed for him. And I think the ceiling is still high for him because of what he can do in the ring. Yeah, he just threw himself a major obstacle. That's for sure. But I kind of still got David Benavidez on the hot list. It just depends on what he does in his next fight. Because look, he fucked up on the scales. He lost his belt. But in my opinion, and I said this tonight, he did the admirable thing because he could have been like, I missed the fight. F it. I'm not fighting. Nothing really to fight for. But he gave the other guy a chance to win a title. He was in the fight, even though he was going to lose his title regardless. He still took that fight and gave that guy an opportunity to win the title on that night. What he worked for, what he trained for. So I give him respect for that. And I think that if he just moves ahead, although this is his second chance, if he moves ahead, he still has a ceiling. That's how I'm looking at this Benavidez situation. What you think, Mark?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Benavidez.
Yeah.
Well, you can look at it like, well, he still fought the guy, so he gave the guy a chance at a title. Did he give the guy a chance at a title, or did he still want to get paid money?
Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah. But he was going to get paid a hell of a lot less since he missed weight.
We don't know that. We don't know that. We have no idea what was agreed upon in the contracts, so we don't know.
True.
Is that fair?
That's true. Because they didn't mention anything about it. Like usually when Jacobs got caught overweight, they mentioned that he had to give up a certain amount of his purse, but we didn't hear anything about that concerning David Benavidez. So you got a good point there.
But is he hot? Is he not? It depends, right? He's on the tip of everybody's tongue right now. Everybody's talking about him, good or bad. He is a hell of a fighter. He can fucking fight. I don't care what nobody tell me. He can fight. It depends. Is he going to 160? Is he staying at 168? Can he make weight anymore? Is he going to 175? Is he hot at 175? Bivol, Beterbiev, etc. I don't know. I think he's a bit hot, but he's after losing a bit of his luster. Do you get what I mean? Like, he was a big bomb fighter a few weeks ago. Now he's just a garden fighter. You get what I mean? He's out. He's out back. People are going around. They're singing "Kumbaya" around him instead of everybody partying like it's 1996.
That's where I'm at with him. Like, I think he's still hot, but he just lost a lot of momentum with that dumb shit right there. A lot. Yeah. He lost a lot, but because he's 23, guys. These kids, they so young. Because he's 23, you can fuck up. I fucked up a lot. I turned out okay. And that's just the thing. He has the skills, and to get can he beat Beterbiev is the question. People, ask yourselves: can a guy like David Benavidez beat a Beterbiev? Can he? Yes. Do I think he will? Would I pick him? No. But if you ask me, can he beat him?
Can he?
Good.
Yeah.
He
Can he?
good.
Yes. How much of a chance does he have at doing it?
Exactly. Right. That's where I'm caught at. But could he do it?
Well, it's kind
Sure.
of like Angulo versus Benavidez to some extent. Could Angulo have beaten Benavidez?
Right, but
Sure.
opposite. Right, exactly. Exactly.
Although I'd give Benavidez a better chance at Beterbiev than Angulo against Benavidez.
Touche.
But yeah,
Because hell, to tell you the truth, I think Angulo he did better than I gave him credit for. I,
yeah,
it was,
he was a bit stiff. He was
yeah,
open to be hit. He had no head movement, but in sports, he gave Benavidez issues.
right. And that guy's never been stopped before either, or put down. So, give it to David Benavidez, but I think he's still hot, guys. Like Mark said, I agree. He went from a bonfire to a garden fire, you know, a California wildfire to a North Carolina forest fire. He lost a whole lot of heat, dog. Next guy, young guy on the list, is the big boy, Daniel Dubois. Let's you start off with this one, Mark.
Hot
Hot
as
or
fuck.
not?
Hot as fuck. He's on fire. Like, I don't mean in terms of his resume. What I mean is the way he's looking, how young he is in the heavyweight division, the hype behind him, people building. Like, he's on fire. And that fight with Joe Joyce, if it happens, if he manages to win that, then that's fucking it, Nate. That dude's like, he's taking off on a jet. You know what I mean? That's a
Yeah.
big win. If he wins. If he wins. Like, you look at his opponents, where's his resume? Trash can. It's trash can. It's at the bottom of the fucking dump. He has okay wins. Don't get me wrong. Larty, okay. I mean, Gorman, okay. Rosvan Kajanu knocked him out in 2 or 3 rounds. I think it was 2 rounds. Kajanu went the distance with Joey Parker. So, how good is he? The jury's out on Daniel Dubois. How good is he? But I think you can. I think you might agree with me. He's hot right now in terms of on everybody's tongue. His resume, not so much. Is he being moved the right way? Not too sure. What's the fall downs behind him? He has a 5-year contract with Frank Warren. Frank Warren doesn't have much money. Frank Warren doesn't have a lot going on right now. He doesn't have any champions. Like, you can count Fury if you want, but he's ESPN. We all know that. He's top rank. So Frank will invest everything into Daniel, but there's also going to be the fact that Frank doesn't have the money to get Daniel great top fights. You know what I mean? So
Right.
we'll have to see. He's hot as fuck, but he's also there's downsides, big downsides,
Yeah, I agree.
massive ups and massive downsides.
I agree, man. But I do like the way he looks. Joe Joyce is a step in the right direction, but that concerns me too. Exactly what you said. And I actually said this on the live a couple of weeks ago. What's next after Joe Joyce, because of Frank Warren's situation and everything that Mark just explained, ringside boxing in the building? What's good with you? What's next for Joyce? I mean, for Dubois. Because to be hot and to remain hot, you got to be in the right fight, guys. But right now, yeah, I'm with Mark. Hot as a motherfucker. Danny Dubois. This is the heavyweight division, guys. So when you are that prospect in this division, yeah, you're hot. And I don't care what nobody say. In this division, he's that prospect. We got some other guys. My guy's Hergovich. I love Hergovich. He let L Dog tell it. Hergovich is that guy. But I'm not L Dog. I'll be honest. Dubois is that guy at the heavyweight division. And Hergovich is 26 now, right?
I thought he was 27 or 28.
Right. So That's why he's not on this list.
He might be 26 though. I don't know.
He's too old. Either way, he's too old. He doesn't get on our young guy list. Hergovich, get your act together. Brian says, I wasn't too impressed with Benavidez. Well, I think he looked okay. I mean, I saw what I expected to see from him. Alcides Fuentes, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you. Oh, no, it wasn't his best, but he's 23. We haven't seen close to his best performance yet, I don't think, Brian. He's taking
I've seen a fighter. What I've seen is a fighter who was on a different level who didn't really need to get out of first gear to his opponent. That's the honest truth.
Exactly. He didn't. That Angulo gave him nothing to fight for, if you get what I'm saying. It was a fight, but Angulo gave him nothing to fight for. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But I think, like I said, I just seen what I wasn't disappointed. I just seen what I expected to see. He could have got him out there a little earlier, but it's just what I expected to in the fight. I'm sorry, D. Jefferson, we have to stop giving these guys a pass because they're young. He's not a kid. He's a pro. Which one? Who are you talking about, Martin? Because I ain't giving nobody a pass. This is hot or not. And we done gave plenty of guys a not up here already. Nobody getting a pass, buddy. Get this smoke in the building. What's good with your smoke? Cut says Benavidez has a better chance to be better beer than Canelo. Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think Canelo has a better chance of beating better beer than Benavidez does.
No, I think he means he has a better chance to beat Benavidez than he does to beat Canelo.
Oh, you mean Benavidez has a better chance to beat Beterbiev than he has a chance to beat Canelo? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Because he's not knocking Canelo out, so he's not winning on points.
Exactly. And then
you need to be able to knock that dude out, bro. You need to be knock that dude out.
Right. And then Canelo's going to move on him. Like, Beterbiev don't move like Canelo. Canelo's not going to be an easy target for David Benavidez, and he's going to face some terrible counter punches if he misses fucking with Canelo. That's the thing with Canelo Alvarez. People say, okay, guys miss him and this, that, and the third. It's also what he gives back once you miss him. Because Canelo gives you something back once you miss him. That's why he keeps beating guys. It's not like he's just doing all this and you don't get anything back. Sometimes he gets away and slide away from punches, but a lot of times he gets away and he comes back with a counter, and it's a clean counter shot, and that's why he wins a lot. Better watch it. Watch the man in the ring. Oh, he said I called Benavidez a kid. Martin Ramos, I am 45 years old, and I have a 24-year-old daughter, one that's getting ready to be 22 years old, and I have a 20-year-old son. That dude is a fucking kid to me, okay? He's a kid. Yes, he's an athlete. These guys, he's just a kid that decided to compete in athletics. He's still a kid. The hippocampus of the brain of Martin Ramos doesn't fully develop until the age 25 to 27. He's a kid. He ain't even fully developed here yet. That's all. That's why I call him a kid. But I get your sentiment, though. You got to hold him accountable. And I do. Queen Lisa in the building. What's good? Ain't miss weight is only called fat and undisciplined, unfocused. DB miss weight, and people say he's a 3-time champion. Listen, man. Well, here's the difference, though. Tank Davis missed weight, but Tank Davis has shown us a pattern of being undisciplined, fucking up outside the ring, not being dedicated. Daniel Dubois may have missed weight, but he has not shown us a pattern of that. So you can easily.
Wait, what? Daniel Dubois? Daniel Dubois never missed weight.
I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm just killing this.
He said David Benavidez, DB.
Okay, well, David Benavidez. Well, yeah, well, whatever, man. Both of them are fuck ups. Both of them are fuck ups, Smoke. And so Tank missed weight. But who didn't call? Wait a minute. Who didn't call? Did you see my video yesterday, Smoke? I just put a video up yesterday. See, I love shit like this. And I think Smoke does this intentionally. But I just put a video up yesterday. A You Idiot segment. And it was shared by Rolly Romero, Smoke, and David Benavides, Smoke. So what the fuck are you talking about? Get this, Smoke. What the fuck are you talking about now? Tank misses weight and it's called fat, undisciplined, or focus, blah, 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 blah. Did you not see the video I just put up about David Benavides? You idiot. It was a You Idiot video, Smoke. And trust and believe, I wasn't praising him in the You Idiot video because he was being called an idiot. Well, I don't know where that comment comes from, Smoke. I really don't, but whatever. Tank's an idiot too. So the only thing you telling me is make sure I keep the same energy. Okay, they're both idiots. How about that? Thanks for the comment.
Keep that same energy.
Right. I can just call the man a fucking idiot. Just made a special video calling him an idiot. And he puts a comment up like that. What the fuck, bro? What do you want? You want me to go smack the man in his face in public or something? Jeez. All right. Iceman said judges gave him the decision that keeps winning. A lot of people got decisions, bro. I don't like to get into that. A lot of boxers got gifts. That's just the facts. A lot of boxers. Let's remember that. Who you like? Who's your favorite boxer? I bet you either myself or Mark could point out a gift that he got. But if I don't know, I'm pretty sure Mark knows a gift that your favorite fighter got. Whoever your favorite fighter is. One of us.
Unless your favorite fighter is just beating everybody. Like outright. Which can happen, like if it's a prospect, you know what I mean? Like Virgil hasn't had a gift.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm talking about like great fighters, you know what I mean? All these fighters we talking about 25 and younger. So
look at Ali. Look at Ali against Norton.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So everybody gets gifts in this. Now, Mark, maybe you can help me out with this because I know I'm going to butcher this dude's name, but you'll know who I'm talking about once I try to say his name. His last name is Rakhimov. It's Shav Katsdan or Katsjan Rakhimov. I don't know. Help me out, Mark. I know you know who I'm talking about. I think he's a pretty impressive kid. I mean, he's a Russian kid. Of course, not many people are talking about him.
How do you spell it?
Rakhim. Rakhimov, I think is
Rakhimov. Yeah, I know, but his first name, because there's a couple Rakhimov.
Okay, Shav.
Okay, Shavkat Rakhimov, yeah.
Shavkat,
okay. Yeah, from Tajikistan.
Right.
Him. Yeah.
I told you his name, man.
Yeah, he's 130 pounds southpaw.
But he's good though. Have you seen him fight?
He's a very, very nice little boxer. He's the IBO champion, or was the IBO champion. Yeah, he can box. And he can box. First watched him again in the pros against Piper, Jimmy Piper. Jimmy Piper's been around for a bit. Not the greatest name out there, but he's fought some people that I knew, like Bernabe Concepcion and Tomato. So
now,
Shingo Wake.
Let me ask you this: on our level, hot or not?
On our level, so as a boxer.
On our level, right?
Hot. As a boxer, hot.
Right. That's what it's all about. That's why I kind of, you know what I mean, on our level. And I think so too. I think he's hot too because, and to be honest, a lot of these smaller guys, I think they're hot. and I'm not being biased. It's just the fact that one, they have to do more. That's a given. They automatically have to do more to get any kind of notice or recognition. But two, a lot of these smaller guys are actually skilled. They're skilled fighters, right?
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
not going to get in there and beat the better, smaller guys without the skill. You're not going to do it. Not going to be like the bigger guys where you certain attributes can carry you over and you can lack the skills, but you have these certain attributes that'll carry you over. No. It doesn't work like that a lot down there with these small guys. So this kid can box. And I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Iceman. This guy can box. You know what I mean? But
Well, I'm not gonna call him a kid because I think he was born in 1994, so I can't call him a
yeah.
kid because that's a
No,
year
he's
younger than me.
25. He's 25, so he's a little older. But he meets the mark. But again, man, I'm getting old, bro. I'm fucking 45 years old. So you
Everyone's
know,
a kid.
right. I mean, all of these young guys, but everybody I'm talking about today is a fucking kid to me. 25 years old.
Well,
Fuck.
anyone under the age of 30, pretty much like 29, you were 16 when they were born.
My daughter's 20 fucking 4, fam. So the oldest guy on the list is a year older than my daughter. What the fuck? I'm looking at him like that fucking kid, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Mm.
uh, I'm just gonna call him Shav. Shav Rockemouth is I haven't seen him. Go check him out, bro. He's a smaller guy, so you're not getting
He's a 130 pounder. What you'll be noticing is that he's got a solid jab. He's got a great straight left. He's able to move off of guards pretty well. He likes to get inside and get out as well. He's got good ability at making his jab go up and down.
excellent
So
reflexes. He has excellent reflexes too.
he does. He has beautiful reflexes, and he has decent pop as well in there, respectable power. So as a boxer, hot. Will he be a star? We'll have to wait and see. But right, he is hot as a boxer. He's got a great skill set, and at 130 pound, he could be a problem. He could be a legit problem at 130 pounds.
Sure. Chet Collins, that's because they boys, bro. That's all that's about. Teofimo was congratulating them and all of that because they boys. They boys. Teofimo knows Rolly got his ass whipped. You know why? Because look, because Teofimo can box. He can box. So he looks at his boy, and remember, this is his boy. He looks at his boy, and he sees the deficiencies. Teofimo's a smart fighter, and he can box. Kid has a nice amateur record, guys, Teofimo Lopez. So he looks at his guy, Rolly Romero. He's like, yeah, this dude need to improve. Teofimo knows that. And he knows Jackson put some paws on Rolly that night. Rolly didn't look impressive, but he got to congratulate him. That's his boy. You know what I mean? They always talking shit about Ryan Garcia online. Ryan Garcia will beat Rolly Romero's ass. That's what I think.
Ryan will beat Rolly's ass?
I think Ryan will beat Rolly's ass. Rolly can't, man. I was not impressed. Listen, man, Rolly doesn't have a jab really a stat. What the fuck, bro? Who is he?
Let me ask you a genuine question, yeah?
Well,
Would Ryan beat Jackson Marinas?
I think he would.
It's a hard fight.
It'd be a good fight for him. But I think Ryan would. I think Ryan, look, if Rolly used a jab, Mark, if he changed levels a little bit, he would have beaten that boy more impressively. Ryan's going to do a lot of things that Rolly didn't even attempt to do in the ring. And Ryan has power. See, this is not like Rolly has this power advantage over Ryan. No. Rolly has power. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have this power advantage over Ryan. Ryan's a much better boxer than Rolly. Much faster. That tech left hook might put Jackson on his fucking ass. But Rolly wasn't giving himself a chance to catch Jackson clean, where Ryan is going to give himself a chance to catch Jackson clean. And once he pops him, it's going to put him away, I think. But I agree with you, it would not be just a Donald situation or anything like that. Ryan will have to go in there and work for it. But he would. What do you think, Mark? You think he wouldn't be as impressive as Rolly was?
I
I
think,
think Mark.
hold on, as impressive as Rolly was, I don't like it. Rolly wasn't impressive. Jackson won that fight. I'm not having
That's
it.
my
I'm
point.
not having
That's
it.
my point.
I don't care about the judges or whatever. Rolly was not impressive at all. Do I think that Ryan can do better? Absolutely. I think you could do better. I'm sorry. That dude won 2 rounds, 3 at best. You gave him
Exactly, bro.
4. You were extremely generous. The way I looked at Martinez, he had shades of Arislandi Lara. Did you see that? Little shades of Lara. I
I
like that.
seen I seen shades of a few fighters in, and I think that it's a travesty because this kid shouldn't have. He should be walking around with an O on his record. That kid should not have a loss on his record. And with the way the way the environment is in boxing and the way people look at that loss, that's a travesty what they did to this kid Jackson, because he shouldn't have that loss. The losses
No.
are so important in this climate of boxing. He should not have that loss on his record. Like I said, at best, if they were going to rob him like that, then they should have just called it a draw. But don't give Rolly Ramirez a win over that, bro. Don't give Rolly a win over that. I think it was disgusting, bro.
Well, in a way, he is getting a win because everyone's talking about Rolly and no one's talking about Jackson.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
he got to win both ways.
I mean,
To be honest.
I'm trying to get more people to talk about Jackson. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get content creators like, just make a video on him, like highlight him as an he's a prospect.
I'll
He
do
is a
it.
prospect. I mean, I put up a fucking community post. I made a video as well. We need more people to get behind something like that. You know, a kid who gets a fighter who gets nothing short of a robbery against him, fucks up his career. He ain't gonna get another chance. The fans have to push. The
That's
fans
what
have to push to
yeah.
get him his opportunity. We
That's what I
have
was
to.
just saying, bro. And it's a bullshit loss. And Karen fucking tell you this. Because a lot of fans, they don't know boxing like we know boxing. They don't look at old fights. So a lot of fans will come that haven't seen that fight with he and Rolly or any other fights, and they'll just see that he lost to Rolly Ramirez. Oh, he already lost to Rolly Ramirez. Next. They're not even going to realize that he got robbed by Rolly Ramirez. They're just going to look at a record.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? That's all
He
that's
did
going to happen.
not lose. He did not lose to Rolly Ramirez. He lost to politics and boxing.
Facts, bro.
And that's just a harsh reality, unfortunately. But what can we people like? There's nothing we can do about it. We're not paid to judge. But what we can do is get the kid another opportunity somewhere else. We can push. We can push our promoters. We can make videos. Even if he's not your favorite style of fighter, we should push for fighters who deservedly shouldn't be getting pushed out of the market completely. We should push for them.
Put him in the ring, give him the opportunity to win a title. Even though I doubt he beats Devin Haney. Since he got robbed by Rolly, give him that opportunity. Y'all giving people that don't deserve a chance a title shot. Fucking give it to Jackson Martinez.
Jackson Martinez.
Oh, Jackson Martinez. Yeah.
You know what? If they can make it happen, I say make it happen. Jackson versus Devin. Does Jackson deserve a world title shot? No.
No.
But does he deserve it? If he gets an opportunity at one, will I be against it? Honestly, no. Because he was robbed so fucking badly and he should have a win over a prospect. If he had to beat Rolly, he would have shot up in those rankings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And nobody wants to fight Haney. So let the kid fight him.
I bet Martinez would fight him. I bet he'd fight him, dude.
That's what I mean. Like, I think the kid will fight him. Like, nobody else wants to fight him. I don't think that kid would turn down a title shot. So, next on the list is well, Mark, you won't in here, but Shakur Stevenson. I want to talk about Shakur Stevenson. What'd you say? I was gonna say Devin, but I talked about Devin, but
I said hot.
Hot. Yeah.
Yeah, He's as hot as can be right now.
Now, what do you think, Mark, about this whole Carl Frampton, Jamel Herring, Shakur Stevenson debacle right now? Because it sort of appears as if like Shakur and Jamel, okay, they boys, whatever. And Shakur just came out and said, if Carl Frampton beats Jamel, then I'll take care of him. Like that, right? First
Okay.
and foremost, I don't think Carl Frampton beats Jamel Herring. But without that, to put all that aside, the fight to make really is Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. How I feel.
Well, they've already agreed the Frampton and Herring shit. But yeah, Shakur doesn't need to worry about taking care of Carl. He needs to worry about taking care of Herring. Herring's beating Carl.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fight is Shakur and Herring.
That'd be a big upset to me. That'd be a big upset. I'd be very surprised.
What about Shakur Burchell?
Do you think he's ready for Burchelt?
I think with Shakur Stevenson, Burchell, I think it's a Teofimo Lopez situation. I think he can beat Burchell, but I you gotta kind of maybe you want to favor Burchell, but it's a win-win situation for Shakur Stevenson. If he loses to Burchell, how much of a knock is that? If he beats Burchell,
what age is Shakur?
it's massive. He's 20.
He's only 20?
20 years old.
Yeah.
No way. He ain't 20. He's got to be 21 by now at least.
20. Okay, if he's 21, like the kid just turned 21 if he is 21.
Let me fucking check this. He's
Paul
only
Stevenson.
20. Hold on. Let me. Yeah, because I don't know.
Hell no, I'm way off. He's 23. Okay, he's 23. He's 23.
What I was thinking, bro. I thought he was like 19 or 18 in the Olympics.
Yeah, I'm way off. He's 23.
Sorry, I was confused there. 20?
Like, what the hell? Where did I miss 3 years at?
20? I'm like, yo, this kid world champion at 20? Come on.
No, he's 23.
Yeah. So, I don't really give a fuck about the situation between him, Herring, and Frampton because, like, who cares? Yeah. I think what he should do is fight Herring, to be honest with you, after Frampton.
That's what I was saying.
But if he wants to go and have a fight with fucking Burchell, hey, you might to stop him. Good luck.
I agree with that there. I don't think Frampton's got any chance of beating Herring. So it'd be Herring versus the young man, and I would love to see him fight Burchell because I think he beats Herring. So Shakur Stevenson beats Herring, and then go fight Burchell. I'd like to see that.
Problem is, I doubt the Herring fight happens. So I want to see him try to make the Burchell fight. Well, outside of Herring and Burchell, my thing with Shakur is, who challenges this kid? I don't think nobody else outside of Herring or Burchell challenges him.
Jojo Diaz.
I got Shakur. I'm not convinced with Jojo Diaz. The Tevin Farmer fight, I want to see a rematch. I think Tevin Farmer could get it.
Maybe, but still, why not go after JoJo? Get him a world title.
Yeah. I mean, go beat up JoJo.
If he beats him, JoJo's not an easy task.
No, not. He's not. But I picked Shakur in that fight all day. Unanimous decision. I'm not saying that JoJo's an easy fight, but I think Shakur is a level above JoJo. And I see that fight. I think he'd
need to prove it. He'd need to prove it. Shakur's best win is what? Joaquin Gonzalez?
Yep.
JoJo's coming off of a win over Tevin Farmer where he looked impressive.
And that's why I wanted to convince, because I don't like to take credit from fighters that win, but Kevin Farmer looked bad in that fight.
Can I just say something? I have to go very quick.
Go ahead, go ahead.
That Jackson Marinas Romo Raleigh fight, that was a robbery without a gun.
Oh yeah.
That was a robbery.
Everybody. I think, like I said, I don't think you get no arguments with that, Brian. None.
Yeah, and you know that what Mark was saying. That guy deserves. He deserves a freaking rematch with fair judges. I don't even think Romo even deserves. You know, I think Romo deserves a rematch with that man, or he doesn't even deserve a rematch with that man. But that man there, that should be stricken from the record by fans. And when they announce Romo Ronley's record, it should say -1 on his record.
See, here's the thing. Rolly Romero is one of two things, in my opinion, that's going to happen out of this situation. He's either going to be disgraced, Rolly Romero, or he's going to get his ass whipped. Because here's why I say that. You can't go downhill from here. You can't go downhill from Jackson Marinas. Now you just whatever belt the fuck they got, you're a champion of that belt. You got to defend that belt, whatever. You got to go uphill from here. And he got beaten that fight. So uphill from Jackson, in my opinion, is an ass whooping in the making. It's an ass whooping. Justice will be served. That's how I look at it with Rolly, because he's not good. He's just not good.
I just want to say, D, I'm gonna leave in a minute. I just want to say, D, he got exposed. Hype job. And that's it. And I'll see you later, Mark, and I'll see you later, D.
All right, Brian. Appreciate you, fam.
Yeah. Hold on. All right. So I think Jackson Marinas.
Oh, go ahead.
Real fast. I think Jackson Marinas and Rolly are going to be rematching. I'm going to put this in the private chat for you.
All right.
You got that there? Oh shit, I'm on my own. Okay. Yeah, what's going on, Gus?
You know what? I just wanted to go outside and smoke anyway. And it must have been a omen or something, because my goddamn computer just went down. I was switching over to my phone anyway, so I could come outside. I was just switching over anyway, so whatever. Because I got to stop smoking in the house. My daughter, man, she was
Yeah,
coughing.
did you see that? Did you see that tweet that I sent you?
Oh, in the private chat?
Yeah, I'll read it out for you if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So Leonard Ellerby on Twitter, for anyone who doesn't know, looking forward to the rematch of at Sign Up for KOs, which is Rolly Romero versus Jackson Marinas in Rolly's next fight. So he's saying Rolly's next fight is a rematch with Marinas.
Well, Rolly said that. Rolly came out and said that. And I flamed him for it on my video yesterday. I'm like, bro, don't be sitting here talking about no rematch like you'll beat this dude's ass like you got something to prove. You got beat up. You look horrible in that fight. But Rolly did say he'll give him a rematch to clear the air and all of that, which you got to respect that, because if there's a fight that's controversial and you giving him his get back, then you got to kind of respect that. That's what you expect a fighter to do. Shit.
Yeah, Rolly got told he needed to take that rematch anyway, because he ain't going to sell shit unless he fights this guy again.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Eric. Right after the fight, I don't know why people didn't see it. Right after the fight, Rolly came out and said this. I don't think anyone had to force this on him.
because he didn't like to hear that the robbery. I guess no fighter likes to hear that, you robbed the guy and you should have lost. He didn't like hearing that. So he immediately came out and said that, let's do it again.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
that had to be forced on him. Like he was up for that. Like right off the bat, he was up for that. So I ain't nobody can really give Broly heat for that. They probably set the fight up, but as it should be. Like, who are anybody in the chat or on this panel don't think that dude Marinas deserves another shot? This is something that should happen.
He
I don't
deserved
think
to
he
have the
deserves
belt.
him. I don't think he deserves another shot. I think he deserves to have the title stripped from Rolly, and I think the decision should be reversed for the betterment
Yep.
of
Oh
the
yeah, for
sport.
sure, but that's just not gonna happen. Shit,
That's not going to
Bradley versus
happen.
Pacquiao should have been reversed. That shit ain't gonna happen, but he should damn sure get another shot at it.
Yeah, I know. Like, in all honesty, I know I know that he deserves a bit more, and he will never get it. But does he at least deserve a rematch? Yeah, he does. But if Rowley, let's say Rowley beats him, everyone will be like, "See, I told you." No, 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 no. It doesn't right the wrong of the first result.
No,
No.
it don't. It don't. But Rolly better get in that gym because, bro, if they get some fairer judges in there, that motherfucker's gonna lose that. If we get a repeat of this, like, he loses. Fuck that, bro.
I'm just also let me say this: Jackson Marinez is with Robert Garcia. Yeah, this was a short notice fight for Jackson. Rowley knew that he had an opponent way before Jackson did. Robert's going to have a lot more time with Jackson to get him ready. But that's one trainer you don't want to give time to is fucking Robert Garcia with this
Damn
kid.
right.
Rowley will get pieced the fuck up, man.
Who is Rolly working with?
I don't know. Wait, I don't know. Is Rowley with? Hold on. Who's with Robert Garcia? Is Rowley with Robert Garcia? No,
I
Rowley's with
thought
TNT.
Yeah,
I don't know
Rolly's with
who he
TMT.
Tim.
I don't know who
Oh
he's
shit,
training
he's
with though.
gonna get beat up.
Yeah, Rolly's with TMT.
He's gonna get beat up, bro. He's gonna get beat
Yeah,
up.
because I'm pretty sure Jackson's with Robert Garcia. I seen it in the chat. I can't remember who was in his corner during the fight. Let me go and actually check that shit. Hold on. Give me a
You know
couple
what?
minutes. I'll
You
tell
know
you
what?
who's training.
All right, go ahead. This is the thing that's really funny to me. That it shows you the lack of discipline of these fighters over there at TMT because let's be honest, they got decent trainers over there. They got a decent team over there. Well, obviously these fighters are fucking off, bro. They're fucking off. And to me, that's just a clear indication of that. Like these guys are fucking off, bro. Because they got decent trainers in that gym. Why are these guys not producing? They're not in the gym like they're supposed to. They too busy fucking off. I seen Rolly Romero. Remember you seen Teofimo and Rolly Romero when we were on lockdown. They was on Instagram often a lot, these two, right? But you see Teofimo working out. Whereas you see Rolly just laid up in the bed talking to him. Two different camps, two different forms of discipline. And it shows you right there. You see Teofimo punching the bag, or he was lifting weights coming to the camera. He was working out. Rolly Ramirez was always laid up in the bed or some shit while he was on the live with Teofimo. It shows you the discipline in between fights of these kids, bro. So it's not like a lot of times we can't put it all on say, oh, he with the TMT gym, because I just made the comment, oh shit, well, we know we're gonna win. It got to do with the atmosphere, the environment, how these guys roll and how these guys are around each other. Surprisingly
B,
enough, he's friends with Teofimo Lopez, but he ain't taking the same discipline. Because
it seems
Teofimo in the gym.
it seems to me that these young fighters who get signed by Floyd just automatically think they've made it and that's it. There's only maybe 2 or 3 fighters in that gym who actually work. The rest of them just seem to think, oh, I've been signed by Floyd. That's it. I'm done. Like, I don't need to do shit no more. I can stop doing what made me get signed or
Right.
all that. There's only I can think of maybe 2 or 3 fighters in that gym who actually goes to work and comes out with a good name. The rest of them just seem to they sign the contract with Floyd. They're with TMT. and they don't need to do shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at, like you said, with Teofimo. He's more or less been in that gym, in the TMT gym. He's not signed by TMT, but he's been in that gym. Devin Haney, been in that gym. They didn't sign with Floyd. Those fighters didn't sign with Floyd, and look what's going on with their careers.
Yeah, because of the level. That's what I'm saying. The level of dedication. They went in that TMT gym, and the things that they had to offer, they took it. They applied it to their skill set. They used it in the gym. They practiced it in the gym. You got these Tank Davises and fucking these guys, Rolly Romero's running around and fucking off in between fights. They're not in the gym. All of the shit that Floyd got to offer. And this is the thing. Let's get off of Rolly. Let's move to the guy on the list. Sugar Tank Davis. I started off with him. I want to come back to him. Because
there's someone backstage. There's someone backstage.
All right. Yeah, I'm outside, guys. So, oh my gosh, my man, Rocket Strike. What's up with you, Rocket Strike?
What's up with you, big homie? How you doing?
I'm good, dog. It's been a minute, dog. How you been doing?
Oh man, just doing me, taking care of the fam, trying to stay safe and shit, wearing my mask. A lot of crazy motherfuckers out here not wearing masks and shit. And I'm like, oh buddy.
I know, I'm crazy, man. I'm one of the crazy motherfuckers, dog. I can't lie.
Well, you know what, bro? It's just and I'm not gonna keep on this subject because I know y'all about to talk about Sugar Tank, but
nah, go ahead.
You know what I mean? People, and this is not really necessarily towards you, but people just gotta understand, man. Like, you're wearing a mask so you won't get other people and kids and shit sick. You know what I mean? Now, if you can live with getting the kid sick and that kid dying and shit or whatever, then that's up to you. But if you really care about that shit, man, just wear a motherfucking mask because nobody know if they got it or not unless you're getting checked out.
I got mine in the car. I got a couple of them actually. I got one in both cars in the console, and it's just for that purpose. Like, it's like I said on my live. I don't fucking believe in the mask. I don't like wearing the mask. I don't like wearing this. I'm a painter, commercial painter, so I've always had to wear masks, and I hate them fucking masks. I hate them. Right? Okay. So, but at the same time, though, if people feel uncomfortable, one thing I'm not really trying to do is run around making people feel uncomfortable. And I really don't give a shit. So I keep my mask in the console of the car. And when I go into certain places, I just throw the shit on. I'm biased. When he first seen me with it on, he was like, oh my God, D, you wearing a mask? I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just wearing the mask because it's not worth the fight to me either way. Outside of going inside of stores or inside of public places, I don't wear the mask because they don't understand or even know if keeping our immune system suppressed from what's going on outside is not giving our body the ability to adapt and fend off of this stuff, or if wearing the mask is a protection measure. They don't even know which one is the case, fam. And that's why I always say that we can't push the mask on people or not push it on, because the medical side of it, they're not even sure which one is the case. If we need these bacteria, because this is how our body works. We've been working like this for years. We've not been walking around with masks. These infections and bacteria and viruses get in us, and God has made our body able to adapt and fight this off. But by protecting that, by keeping that suppressed, we're not giving ourselves a chance to fend this off. It's a reason that everybody's not dying from this before the mask ever came about. The reason is because that virus came in, and what God has given us naturally, people are able to fight this thing off. So how do we know if putting that mask on is the way to go or not? But you got a bunch of people in the public that feel like that's the way and they're uncomfortable. So I just put it on so they shut the fuck up. But the reality is we don't know if wearing it is good or not. We really don't.
Yeah, I mean, look, if motherfuckers out there is not comfortable wearing masks and shit, okay, then just do the 6 foot rule then. You know what I mean? Right. But don't be coming around me. Or like we in a grocery store and don't be walking past me and shit, and don't even try to say nothing to me. Don't cough around me or
coughing
nothing.
and carrying on and shit.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Because you know what I
Oh,
mean. Maryland is real strict. Like Maryland is really strict, bro. Like
Yeah,
you
Commonwealth,
can't.
bro. I'm from the
No, no,
DMV.
no.
I know.
Maryland ain't Commonwealth. Maryland ain't Commonwealth. Virginia is, but
Yeah, VA,
Maryland.
Pennsylvania. They Commonwealth.
Yeah, Maryland ain't though. Like you know what I mean. Like Maryland straight up. You can't go in a liquor. You can't go nowhere. They will turn your ass around. But you know what I
Well,
mean.
in Wisconsin, they just put a law out that the first offense is I think it was $500 to $1,000 fine, and the second offense is time in jail.
Oh,
And
oh
to see
boy.
that with that, I think that's taking it too far. That type of shit to me is taking it too far, bro. Because listen, it's a fine line. It's a fine line when we go from. Oh, that was somebody trying. When we start getting forceful with this, bro, and that's what's going on. They're starting to force the situation when you start laying laws on people. And to me, it's just setting the stage to force vaccinations. Because if you can make people believe that wearing a mask or not, is unsafe for the people around you, then that just starts to lead people to the same ideals when it comes to this damn vaccination. Well, it's okay to force people now to put that mask on. Make them put that mask on. Make them put that mask on. Now, when they come out with these vaccinations and the same ideology, well, if they don't take the vaccination, they're making you unsafe. Now, people are so willing to believe if they don't wear that mask, even though they don't know if it's right or not, that it's making the next man unsafe. That's the ideology that they're going to push to make you take this vaccination. Now, do you want to force your family to take the vaccination? But you're already desensitizing the public because you're making them feel like it's okay to force people to do what you want them to do. They already tested. And there's a lot of people say, yeah, make them wear the mask. That's right. Put laws out there. Put them in jail if they don't want to wear the mask. What do you think these people are going to say when that same ideology is pushed on them about putting chemicals in your arm? Force them to get the vaccination. That's right. They're making us unsafe because it's the idea that's put out there. It's not about the mask or the vaccination. First, you put the idea out there to push this on people, and then you can move it smoother with the vaccination.
Yeah, I hear you, bro. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? This shit is kind of sick, bro. Like, we don't even really know where the fuck it came from. It could have been a bio weapon or whatever, man. This shit is crazy, man. That's why I just stay the
It
fuck
is.
away. I don't really go out. I don't go out anymore like that. You know what I mean? Especially I got kids and shit. I'm not about to take my kids any motherfucking way, but to the
I'll be
damn
right back. I
playground.
gotta switch back. Be right back. Hold up.
Yeah, but I don't take my kids anywhere, man. I just you know what I mean? I keep them in the house, take them to the playground and shit, and that's about it, man. Until we can get a grip on what the fuck is going on, I ain't exposing my kids to shit. For real, bro.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. All right, let's get back. We kind of got off track, guys. We still talking about the young guns. The young guns. That's always an interesting
Yo,
topic.
D,
Yeah.
before you start, did you see who topped the fantasy league this week?
Who did what?
Who topped the fantasy league? Boxing fantasy league. Prediction league. You see who topped it?
Yeah. Hold on for a second. As a matter of fact, Eric. No.
You didn't see
Yeah, I
who
did.
topped it.
I did. I did see. Good shit too. Good work, dog.
Hey, D, I'm about to head out, bro. But good talking to you, man. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. I got kids to
Hey,
wake
yeah,
up.
good talking to you, Rocky Strike. Good to hear
Hell
from you,
yeah.
man.
I'll peep you. All right, man.
Peace.
All right. So speaking of the prediction league, Eric, yeah, good job, fam. I will tell you something. And who was it? I can't remember. I think it was Get This Smoke. I got first place one time. And I said this, guys. I'm telling you, you guys get in the prediction league and you'll see. It's a big deal to get first place in any given week. It doesn't matter, like the standings are going to be the standings, and you don't really have to worry about that. in my opinion, until like week 9. Don't worry about the standings. But to get first place within any given week is not easy to do. So shout out to Eric. Congratulations to you, fam. Especially with, let me tell you something else too. How many knockouts did you hit, Eric?
What, the rounds or just
No, like exact, like the knockout with the exact round.
I think, did I hit 2? I might hit 1 or 2. I know I hit the first one. The second one I was 1 round off. And I think I hit 1 more. I'm not sure. I need to check.
All right. Well, I'll tell you like this, dog. I'll tell you like this. It ain't easy to do. I'll put it to y'all like that. In that damn prediction league, getting first place in one particular week, just 1 week, it's not easy to do. And Eric, congratulations to you. I'm going to pull it up right there so everybody can see that right there. Bam. There go Eric, right at the top.
Yeah, I'm 2 weeks behind, but I enjoyed this week.
This is
I
what's
enjoyed
big,
this
though.
week.
This is what's big right here. That 10-point bonus.
Yeah.
7 points for second place, 5 for third. That's what's big. That's where, like, a lot of people that get up in the standings, that's why I tell people, don't get so excited early because IBT is doing actually good. I think he hit a knockout too. I think a lot of people hit that 5th round. It was the 5th round for Felix.
Felix Cash, yeah.
Felix Cash.
I felt it was going to be an early one with him. The Zelfa Barrett one, I thought it would be a late knockout. He was quite lucky. He's one of my favorite British fighters as well. He was quite lucky because he was losing.
Yeah. I was in 10th place this week. But I hit a knockout too. Shit. Which one was it? It was an 8th rounder. I think it was who it was. I can't even remember the whole list, but I hit a knockout this week. It was an 8th round. Somebody got stopped in the 8th round.
Zelfa Barrett. He stopped Eric Donovan in the 8th round.
No, it wasn't Barrett. It wasn't Barrett. I picked Barrett for 9, I think it was.
Yeah, I picked 9 for Barrett as well.
It might have been. No, it wasn't. I hit Otto Vilene because I had picked Otto Vilene to stop in the 5th round. That's the one that I hit, and Otto Vilene stopped him in the 5th round. So I hit that knockout too, and then I missed 2 by 1 round. That's why I tell people, bro, I be right on y'all ass. I missed 2 knockouts by 1 round. If I hit both of those, y'all know that I take first place with that. If I hit both of those knockouts,
I think I got 2 results wrong all night. I think only 2 results I got wrong. The McCaskill, I got McCaskill wrong.
Well, everybody got that wrong.
Yeah, everybody got that one wrong.
I mean, like literally, I looked in. Nobody picked Jessica McCaskill. The whole league, everyone got that wrong. Everyone.
Yeah. Who else? I think I got 1 more wrong, maybe. Or did I? I may not have actually. I think that was the only one.
Well, my thing is this, Eric. Check it out. So you won first place with 142, and if was the 5th, we all fucked up. But what I'm telling guys is, you gotta those 10 points matter because he gets 152 for this week, but he won first place with 142. I missed 2 knockouts by 1 round. Right, active fights, not voided fights. 2 knockouts by 1 round. That's 14 points. That means I would have had 144. Which means I would have been getting that goddamn first place. Which I don't really care. It's just consistency. I always tell people in this league, you gotta, if it's 12 fights or better, you gotta get 100 points. If it's 15 fights or better, you gotta get 120 points. If you do that consistently through this league, then you'll be fighting for the trophy at the end of the year. The problem is, people find the toughness of the consistency once they get in this league. And I told IBT and Smoke was ragging on me because I think Smoke got first place the first week, IBT got first place the second week, or YC and them, they was all up there. Now, YC wasn't ragging me because he knows how this thing goes. It's a steady grind. But Smoke and IBT was ragging me. I was down like 22nd place. I said, That's funny.
Yeah, I was on that live when that shit
Yeah,
was going
yeah.
on.
I
That
said,
was
yeah,
funny.
funny. I said, y'all just see me at the end. And my last name is what? Jefferson. And just like I said, we moving on up. Listen here, man. I'm already in 10th or 11th place. And it's only week number 5. I keep
Yeah,
telling
I'm
y'all,
pleased.
I'm only going to be going up, up, up.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I'm good with
matter.
it because I missed the first 2 weeks. I
Yeah.
started
No,
on
I
the
ain't talking to you. I'm talking
no,
to
I
that
know, I
goddamn
know.
Smoke and that IVT. Intangible was talking shit earlier, but I already done scooted on past him. So
Yeah.
IVT and Smoke are doing really well. Smoke, you better get your shit together because dog, you too close. That's all I would say. IVT is
IBT
doing
third.
good. He's doing real
He's,
good.
yeah,
And Roccolo, my
yeah.
boy Roccolo
The
that
third.
won last year, he had to strike back. He had to strike back this week too. Because he was doing
Yeah,
bad. Well, IBT is in second place. Here you go. Y'all can see that, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
Nah,
here you
it's a
go.
little small to be. It's a little small.
Is it? Hold
Yeah,
on. Let me do this. Oh, well, that might help a little bit.
yeah. That's a little bit better. Yeah.
All right. So this how it is right now. Wasi, I always say Wasi been tough. He's been tough every season, but he's in the lead right now. Well, IBT is doing good. He's in second place. He's right there. See, so I'm where's get this Smoke 7th. And that's why I tell Smoke, you too close, dude. 7 points. This motherfucker 7 points away. You too close, get this Smoke. Now remember, guys, these two motherfuckers started off ragging me, talking shit. Where IBT at? I mean, Intangible. Look. So these 3 guys started off ragging me at the season, right? I was down like 22nd place. All 3 of these guys were ahead of me. And just like I said, I was down here somewhere. Like I said, my name Jefferson. So I've been moving on up to the look, I'm moving up, dog, right? And it's just gonna each week, y'all gonna see this go up. D Jefferson don't go down, I go up. And when we get in the last week number 9, I'm here or higher because I'm fighting for the cup, for the title. Y'all get it? That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's all you see in the end of this thing is me fighting for the gold, for
As
all
long
the
as I'm in
laurels.
the top 20 this time, I'm good because the first 3 weeks I've only had 2 weeks. This was my second week, so
Oh yeah.
I'm good.
I
This is just
want
my
to show
second
y'all
week.
one more thing too. I want to point out one more thing too. You can see that, right? Hold on. The prediction king, the self-proclaimed prediction king. He knows his sports. Now listen here, man. I hope all y'all can see this. The prediction king is the prediction king is currently ranked. I had to pull that up and widen that. So
Yeah, you cut my name out. I'm good with that.
he's currently ranked number 37. Eric, it don't matter if I cut your name out. You missed 2 full weeks. This
Nah,
cocksucker,
3. I missed 3 weeks.
okay, 3. This cocksucker has been competing every week. And I barely missed his name, which let me slide this up because these 2 idiots are 2 of a kind. So you have idiot number 1, 37, and his partner in crime, idiot number 2,
God damn.
43rd. That is Tom Ross, and he knows his sports currently in the prediction league. Yeah, they don't know a goddamn thing about boxing. The 2 of them. They're 2 idiots together. You idiots. All right. It makes no sense, man. You idiots. I mean, 37th and 43rd, fam. Come on now. Come on now. It's just me. Am I
Nah,
bugging?
nah.
Hold up. Let me go ahead and put this up for the rest of the show.
you, you messed up, bro.
You idiot!
Oh,
I thought someone don't know a damn thing about boxing, and everybody over there listening to him, y'all being fooled. Run down. I'm telling you, stop listening to this dude. This motherfucker so lost. They show you right there. If he's the prediction king, he should be up there with IBT and YC and those guys. How are you the prediction king and you can't predict a goddamn fight?
he's in jeopardy of me surpassing him this week.
Eric done missed 3 weeks. He played the whole damn season. It's only 5 weeks in. But Eric missed the first 3 weeks and about to pass this fool. It don't make no damn sense, dog. But anyway, I'm back to it. So yeah, I think Shakur Stevenson is hot, man.
I like Shakur.
Yeah. I think Shakur Stevenson is hot. But I Teofimo Lopez, guys. Eric, I'm gonna let you hot or not. I'm gonna let you talk about Teofimo because I already know. Matter of fact, let's not even do Teofimo right now. But because he's on the list, of course. But I was saving him for last because y'all already know how I feel about Teofimo. But let's talk about Kosei Tanaka because he's another one of these young guys, 20 to 25. These younger guys is going to be taking over the future. And I say he's hot. I say Kosei Tanaka's hot. And in the sense, Eric, I mean it hot is what they're doing with their career concerning boxing. I'm not talking about chasing money or becoming a pay-per-view star. I'm talking about what they're doing in their career concerning boxing. And I look at Kosei Tanaka as hot right now. What do you think about Kosei Tanaka?
Yeah, definitely. There's too many fighters worried about instead of getting in the ring and doing the job, opponent after opponent, fighting 3-4 times a year, are too worried about being a pay-per-view star. It's normally your fighters who are actually grinding and fighting. They become pay-per-view stars by default because their resume speaks for itself, rather than every fight they want to chase. I'm on pay. I'm a pay-per-view star. I'm a pay-per-view star. I'm a pay-per-view. Tanaka's a very good fighter anyway. I like his style. I like how he fights. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I think he's hot, man. And he can get past Ioka. It's a big challenge because I think Ioka beats him, man. But if he can get past Ioka, man, that's going to propel him, in my opinion, because that's a huge fight for him. Jeff, what's up? Jeff Sosa in the building. Jake Cooley, what's up, fellas?
Yeah, it's a big fight. It's a close fight, in my opinion. No matter what happens in the fight, it just depends on what the fight is like. Because sometimes, even if he does lose that fight, it doesn't mean he automatically goes down because he's fighting a very good opponent.
Yeah, for sure, man. I forgot about the basketball game. Oh, I've been on here for 2 hours. I totally slipped the game. But that's all right. It's 3 more games. 3 more. So let's talk boxing. Yeah. So Ioka, man. I don't think anybody. I mean, not Ioka. Tanaka, Kosei Tanaka. I don't think anybody argues about Kosei Tanaka. My boy, Teofimo Lopez. I mean, y'all already know. Like I said, y'all already know what I gotta say about Teofimo Lopez. And this guy here, we know what he had to say about Teofimo Lopez and the ducking, Lomachenko, and the super duper hype job. So what I have to say to this guy here, especially since, hey Eric, didn't they say the fight was on?
Yeah, the fight is on.
The fight's on, right?
Yep.
You idiot. You know what I
I'll be
mean?
honest, D. I didn't think the fight was going to happen. To be honest with you, I'm happy the fight's happening, but I didn't think it was going to happen. But shout out to Loma and Tio and even Top Rank for even getting this over the line eventually.
Yeah,
Shout out to them guys because that is the fight I was looking forward to the most all year. And when that
yeah,
shit was about to get cancelled, I was pissed. So shout out to those guys for actually getting it over the line, no matter what they had to do, what sacrifices they had to make. I don't care about the money, in my opinion, because I'm just a boxing fan. The money doesn't do shit for me. But I'm just happy this fight is actually happening. We get to see what Tio's got. We get to see what he's got and how he does against the best lightweight out there because he is right now Loma. So
yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. I mean, look, if Teofimo can get past this fight, and I got confidence in him. France on two. What's up, France? Big boxing. What's good with you? Uh, that's my man Eric on the panel. He's from the UK, and he's a brother, just like me. So if you hear him say nigga, don't be alarmed. Because the first time I heard him say first time I heard him say it, I was like, uh-oh. Gonna be
I'm a
some
Yorkshireman.
fireworks.
Yeah, I'm a
No, no.
Yorkshireman.
No,
No,
Eric just as dark as I am, so don't be alarmed. But nah, Teofimo, like bro.
yeah, D, he's just asking if I'm from Yorkshire. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm from Yorkshire in the UK.
Oh, okay.
He
Is
can
it
tell by my
it's
accent, innit?
probably a certain accent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Cause like
Yeah,
here,
I'm a
you could
black
tell people
Yorkshireman.
from New York. You could tell New Yorkers. You know what I mean? Wherever you go, like people around the nation, they could tell if a person is from New York or he's a New Yorker because it's this
Nah, I don't
thing
have my channel at the
accent.
moment.
Maybe it's the York in it. So if you're from New York or Yorkshire, y'all have distinctive accents. So
Oh,
people know.
he's from Yorkshire. Where from Yorkshire are you? Where in Yorkshire are you?
Oh, Sosa's
Sosa.
from Yorkshire.
Yeah, he
Okay.
said he's from Yorkshire too.
Your homeboy, son. And England's not that big. Your homeboy, Eric. I've been to England, and it's not that big. So if somebody's
No.
in your town, like you guys are probably not too far away from each other. But right here in Columbus, Ohio, Eric, I'll give you an example how big this goddamn country is. Just right here in Columbus, Ohio. I live on the east side of Columbus. Right? It
Yeah.
takes me I used to live on the west side of Columbus. It takes me 31 minutes to get to my old residence. That's just from the
Wow.
east side of this city to the west side of this city. It takes me 31 minutes just to get from the east side to the west side. It takes you 22 and a half hours to get from one side of Texas to the other side of Texas. Just the state of Texas, 22 and a half hours. So that just gives you an example of how big this, you know what I'm saying?
It takes me 4 hours. It takes me about 4 hours to get from where I live to get to London. That's it.
Right.
And
You can
I'm
go
near
to
the top.
London. You can go
I'm
to
near the
London,
top.
come home. You can go to London, come home, take a nap, go back to London, and come back home, and they would still be driving from one end of Texas to the other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to live near Hull actually. He's from Hull. I used to live near Hull. I used to live in Goole, if you know where that is. Not
No,
you,
I
D,
don't.
but not you, the Sosa. But I live in
Oh, okay.
Doncaster now. Yeah, I live in Doncaster, South Yorkshire. But yeah, I
Yeah.
do have a bit of a Leeds accent.
Yeah. Y'all sound the same to me. I can't like you, John Daly, Zaros 2 times. It's like, yeah, they from UK. Yeah, that's the UK guys. I can't tell like with Ethan Rhymes and like Derek
Yeah, Beats
Chisora
is
and those
London.
guys. I mean,
Yeah,
not Derek Chisora, Dillian White and those guys. It's from
yeah,
the Caribbeans, and then they
yeah.
like
They
got that Caribbean and that UK twang. I can tell them, like I can tell
yeah
their accent because
because
they have
I
a
think
specific
I
accent.
I'm from the Caribbean, but I moved over to England when I was like young, so my accent changed. Like, But
Yeah,
I
you
think that
straight UK. I wouldn't have known you had
yeah.
no
Like
Caribbean in you.
Beats and that, because they're in London, they still have those communities over there. So you've got your Caribbean community, so they're around that accent and everything day in day out, so they can keep their accent. Whereas me, I'm in Yorkshire, I'm miles away from all of that, so my
Right.
accent just changed. You know what I mean?
Right. Hefe, El Stefe said, you sound like you drink Earl Grey tea with creamer. Oh boy, I gotta put another roast up, man. I've just
Oh
been
shit!
so busy with all of this basketball. I have decided this too, guys. So I will tell you guys this, because we done with the young guns. We know who's hot and who's not. Ryan, did we do Ryan? I don't know if we did. Ryan's hot. Ryan's hot,
Yeah,
especially taking this
Ryan's hot.
Duke
Ryan's
Campbell
given me
fight.
no Ryan's given me no reasons why not to think he's not hot. Really,
I mean, he
he has
cried
to be
about
on
the
there.
200 grand, but I'm not gonna
Yeah,
hold
but
that. I ain't gonna
that I'm
hold that
talking
against
about it. I'm talking about what he can do in the ring right now.
him. Right,
He's
right.
not shown me anything that doesn't persuade me he's not hot.
Yeah, me either.
We're about to see this Luke Campbell fight, because that's a hard ass fight for him.
Want to see me make a grape disappear? Ah. Yeah, no,
I'm
I
still
agree.
picking Campbell in that fight.
I agree.
I'm rolling with Campbell.
Yeah, but anyway, just shooting the shit. What was we just talking about? Because I had something to say. We was just shooting the shit about something else.
About I don't know. Are we
Ah,
still talking about
we
where in Yorkshire
smoke
I'm
too
from?
much weed, bro. Both of them. Smoke too much weed. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what I
Sosa's
was
from
gonna say.
near me. He's near me. He's from near me. He's from Bruff, which is like not far, maybe 20 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour.
Wow, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
not
be
far.
halfway. I would be halfway, maybe 3/4 to my old place on the west side of Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I was gonna say. UFC. So for everybody out there, this is what I'm gonna do with UFC and basketball. I'm gonna rotate those two. So when basketball season starts, then I'm gonna pick back up on UFC heavier. I'll watch it and everything, and I'm into it. I was just watching the fights, and I was over there with my guys, Oz HQ, this past weekend. But the thing is, guys, it's a difference between watching it and following the sport and creating content around it. Like these lives that I do for boxing and some of the videos, short lives, videos that I do for boxing, then the commentary for basketball. That shit is time consuming, especially if y'all see me do any of this editing. So I don't really have the time to keep up with basketball and UFC. So I'm gonna fluctuate to see when basketball season ends, then I'll pick back up full fledged on UFC. But until then, I'm just gonna leave that alone so that I can spend more time with you guys and pay more attention to boxing and have more of these lives because I was falling off a lot and a lot of people were hitting on my case as they should be because the Speaking Mind Sports Talk family is predominantly a boxing community because that's where I came first. So I can't abandon that. So back to boxing. Back to boxing. But that was all I wanted to say. Eric, appreciate you coming through. Everybody that joined the panel. Appreciate you guys coming through. I'm getting ready to get online and try to get with YouTube about these damn notifications because they're killing me, guys. We gotta have some more fun, have a bunch of people back there like we did before. And y'all know how I was in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.